There are questions no wise person should ever answer, not because you don't have the words, but because answering them means surrendering your power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." But there's something deeper the Stoics understood. True strength lies not in winning every argument, but in knowing which battles to walk away from, and which questions should never receive your response. Early in life, I believed wisdom meant having the right answer for everything. I thought silence meant weakness. But the Stoics taught me that silence, when chosen with intention, is strength. There are questions designed not to discover truth, but to control you. They sound innocent, even concerned, but behind them lies a hidden agenda. Seneca said, "Whoever is calm and composed is hardest to deceive." Today you'll learn 5 questions the wise refuse to answer and why your silence in these moments becomes your shield. Trap 1. Why are you so nervous? Years ago, before an important presentation, someone asked me this. "Why do you look so tense?" Without thinking, I defended myself. "I'm not tense, I just didn't sleep well." That single sentence changed the room's energy. Suddenly, everyone saw me as unstable. It took years to understand I'd fallen into a psychological trap. When someone asks why you're nervous or tense, they pretend to care. Often they're trying to make you defend yourself. Once you start explaining, you've accepted their premise that something is wrong with you. Epictetus warned about this. When someone provokes you, remember it is not the person who offends, but your own judgment about it. The manipulator's goal is simple: make you react. When I learned to stay silent, to simply say I'm fine and return to the subject, something shifted. The power returned to me. You don't have to prove you're calm to anyone. Your silence, when born of self-mastery, becomes your armor. Never allow others to decide your emotional state for you. If they try to shake your balance, remember this: calmness is the most elegant form of strength. Trap 2. Don't you trust me? I used to hear this in relationships, friendships, work situations. Every time I set a boundary or asked for clarity, someone would say, "Don't you trust me?" Immediately, guilt would creep in. Maybe I'm too cold. Maybe I'm the problem. But over time, I realized this question isn't about trust. It's about control. It's designed to make you doubt your own prudence. Seneca wrote, "The first step to wisdom is distinguishing between what we can trust and what we must question. A wise person doesn't trust blindly. He trusts, but he also observes." Once someone wanted to borrow money from me. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Don't you trust me?" I answered, "I do. But I also trust reality, so let's put it in writing." He laughed at first, then respected me more for it. True trust never fears verification. The Stoic knows caution is not suspicion, it's awareness. Marcus Aurelius said, "A man should stand erect, not be kept erect by others." So when someone corners you with, "Don't you trust me?" breathe deeply and remember, a trustworthy person never demands blind faith. They respect your boundaries because they respect truth. Before we continue, this is where most people quit. If you're still here, you're different. Subscribe to this channel, not for motivation, but for mental tools you can actually use. In a world of noise, we offer direction. In a world of distraction, we build discipline. Hit that subscribe button now. Let's continue. Trap 3. What are you hiding? This one cuts deep. I've heard it in tense moments when I wanted peace, but someone wanted control. "Why are you so quiet? What are you hiding?" In my younger years, I'd explain endlessly. I'm not hiding anything, and I'd list my reasons. But it never worked, because explanations rarely satisfy those seeking power. not truth. Seneca said, "He who seeks wisdom should not justify himself to fools." When you answer such a question, you accept the role of the accused, even when you've done nothing wrong. A manipulative person uses this to cross your inner walls to make you expose what you wish to keep private. And privacy is not guilt. It's dignity. I learned to respond differently. Everyone has a right to their inner space. That doesn't mean I'm hiding anything. Sometimes I mirror back, "Why do you think I'm hiding something?" These words shift the burden back to them. You'll notice the manipulator usually changes subjects, because the goal was never to know, but to dominate. If you're constantly accused or questioned this way, reflect deeply. Perhaps the real secret isn't yours, but theirs. Trap 4. Do you think you're better than everyone else? This question arrives when you start living differently. When you stop gossiping, stop reacting, stop drinking what everyone else drinks, or stop arguing when others want to fight. That's when someone says, "Oh, so you think you're better than us now?" I used to defend myself. No, I don't think I'm better. But that's another trap. You end up apologizing for your growth. Epictetus said, "If you wish to be good, first believe that you are bad." Growth requires humility, but humility is not submission. I remember a gathering with old friends. Everyone was mocking someone who wasn't there. When I stayed silent, one laughed and said, "Come on, you think you're too wise for this." At that moment, I realized my silence wasn't arrogance, it was peace. So when someone shames you for walking a different path, answer calmly, "I'm not better, I'm just choosing what feels right for me." Or simply, "I respect your path. Respect mine." The crowd always mocks what it doesn't understand. But the Stoic remembers, peace often looks like pride to the restless, and those who try to pull you down are often afraid to rise. Trap 5. You won't get offended if I tell you the truth. Right? This one is wrapped in politeness, but it's poison coated with sugar. It usually comes right before someone intends to say something cruel. Don't get offended, but years ago I'd smile and say, "Of course not. Go ahead." And every time I'd regret it because that permission I gave turned into a weapon. Epictetus said, "If you want to be invincible, don't enter battles that don't concern you." When someone asks if you'll be offended, they're testing your limits, seeing how much disrespect you'll tolerate. One day a colleague said, "You won't get offended if I tell you what people say behind your back, right?" I paused, then replied, "If it doesn't serve peace, I don't need to hear it." He looked surprised, then nodded silently. That moment taught me not every truth is worth receiving. A person who truly values honesty speaks with kindness, not warning labels. If they must ask permission to offend, it's because they already know they're about to cross a line. So answer wisely. That depends on what you're about to say. Or, if you fear I'll be offended, maybe you should reconsider saying it. This returns the mirror to their hand. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." The purpose of Stoicism is not silence born from fear, but silence born from self-command. Life will always bring people who test your composure, who ask loaded questions just to make you react. But remember this, you are not obligated to play every game presented to you. Wisdom is not about knowing every answer. It's about knowing which questions do not deserve one. When you walk away from manipulation, you don't lose. You rise. Each time you choose silence over reaction, you become a little freer. Seneca wrote, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." The same applies to conversations. Not how long they last, but how much peace they leave behind. So here's your challenge. The next time someone asks you a question designed to control you, pause. Breathe. and choose your silence with intention. Don't defend, don't explain, don't surrender your power. Let your composure speak louder than any words could. The foolish feel compelled to answer every provocation. The wise understand that not every question deserves a response. If this spoke to you, do three things. First, subscribe to Silent Forge and commit to building mental strength every day. Second, like this video so others can find this message. Third, write in the comments, "Silence is my strength." That tells me you understand what we're building here. Now choose one of the videos on screen. Each one is designed to forge your character in the fire of ancient wisdom.